So I'm working on this tripod here. I've got my material mounted to the lathe with a faceplate. 4 screws through the faceplate into the base of the particular tripod I'm working on. I need to move that faceplate to each of the 3 parts as I work on each, so that I'm working around the central axis of the individual pot. Currently I've got one pot roughed out here, shaped out here, the exterior. The hollowing of the interior comes at a later point once I have all 3 of the pots roughed out. Now, obviously, if I were to turn the lathe on and have a tool rest of my chisel here, I could cut from here to here, then it's going to hit here. So there's no way you can turn this using conventional methods. So instead of using powering the lathe, instead what we're doing is we are powering the cutting tool. So in this case I've got a trim router mounted with a template bit. It's got a bearing on it for safety, so that when I reach my second piece here, it will stop and not cut into my adjacent vessel. So currently I have set up to do the medium length part. I've bolted on a platform onto my lathe and screwed a template onto it. That controls the forward limit of my router. So what I'm going to do is I will clamp my router to the base plate and then pivot it in to make my cut and manually rotate the lathe by hand. The lathe is unplugged, and I'll continue to do progressive cuts from end to end and work towards my final shape. Now there will be some areas like this here where I cannot access because simply the motor of the router gets in the way. My bit isn't long enough to access it. So that will have to be done manually. Inside the corners is another example here, and then where the 2 pots meet, that'll have to be cleaned up manually too, most likely. So I will begin shaping that second pot.